Okay. All right. Seems like you guys are having internet trouble. Hmm. What if I snap my fingers? You guys will come out of it. Let's
Hey
see.
guys, welcome back to another
Whoa.
episode of Goats and Gods Power Hour. I am JP. As always, with me is Logan, and we are lucky
Of
enough to
course.
have Richard Embree from Forrest Publishing with us tonight. Richard, how you doing?
I'm doing great, man. Thank you for the invite. It was a pleasure to have you on the last in a long time of creator chat, because after that, like, my computer took a dump on me. So it was an explosive, I guess, an explosive interview that you left impact on my software. That was amazing.
Logan, how you doing this week? What do you got going on?
I'm doing good. I've been doing more animation work, and also I'm gearing up. I gotta fight my cowardice, but I want to do an art stream soon where I practice comic book art.
Cool.
I've been intimidated, but I'm
Yeah,
gonna force
no,
myself.
it's tough, man. I think the thing that we were talking about doing, I think that would be a really good thing where we both kind of like just kind of dive in.
Yeah.
Is I'll do some writing and editing. You do some drawing. I think it'll make for an interesting show. Not unlike a lot of other draw streams where it's just drawing. You have like two people there doing, the different aspects of comic book creation. I saw you were on skits earlier. How was that?
That was pretty good. I ran out of time though. I
Oh.
ended up getting cut off because of time management, which was kind of sucky. But other than that, it was good.
That's what's up. That's what's up. Who do we have in the chat here? We have the legend
Oh,
Mo
Mo
Biggs
Biggs.
coming in and
Saying
out.
that he has to leave.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So we're off to a pretty rocking start. Richard, we talked a little bit before the show about what you have going on. I know it was a secret, but just for those of us who don't know you as well, could you just talk a little bit about your backstory and what kind of got you into wanting to make comics, whether it was like that first comic or just what made you want to pursue a creative endeavor?
Yeah. Well, I started. Well, the seed was planted as a little kid, going to the comic book store and buying Punisher comics. That was my favorite character growing up. Then I got really into music, got really into hip hop. Unfortunately, the kind of hip hop I want, it requires like sampling and stuff. And I just, man, it's just seeing putting in all this effort in, and you don't own it, and this and that. And I wanted a creative outlet. And I ended up just like kind of just quitting on hip hop and stuff, because I was doing beat making, rapping, promoting, and all that. So from there, I just went to I went back to the comic book store. I picked up a Garth Ennis run of the Punisher, and I was like, wow, dude, it was like, this is what I want to do, and so I would go to all the conventions. I would go to all the panels and stuff, and just get information, just hang out with the artists, hang out with the writers, hang out with the publishers, and see what information I could get, and just get solid advice. And then I made my own comics, and I had tables, and it was fun. And then I had children, which is expensive, so I had to rework some plans, and now I'm back to making comics now. So this is fun. There's been some successes, there's been some failures, but at the end of the day, it just keep going, keep striving, and there's stories that I really want to tell, and I feel that other people would probably enjoy them, and I feel that there's a wide audience with comics, and it's just up to me to reaching out to these people to show them that this is what I enjoy, and hopefully they like it.
You said that you have successes and you have failures. That's pretty good because we usually just have failures for the most part.
Yeah.
So
Mhm.
you're off to a
Yeah,
better start than us, I'd say.
you know what? As long as you can learn from it, like it's a teachable moment. Just as long as you're not making the same mistakes over and over. But failure is great, man. We can learn from it. And here's the thing: like, I'd rather fail than not even try. So,
Yeah.
because there's people out there that I see it all the time at the conventions, man. Oh, I would make this. I would. Well, dude, What are you talking about? Same hours in the day that I got, you know? So by you even trying and doing art and stepping up, dude, that's awesome in itself, you know?
Yeah, so I'll hit you with my personal philosophy on it. My personal philosophy on it is share your victories and um, shoulder your falls. You know what I mean? Like when you have
Mhm.
something good, share it with those around you. Share it with the people who made it possible.
Mhm.
And when you fall, carry that and learn from it.
Mhm.
And yeah, I think that's. See, I don't know if you. By the way, hail B Rose, hail Arrogant, hail General Piggy. Um, yeah, so it sounds like a lot of what you're touching on is the the video I posted a couple weeks ago that seemed to catch a little bit of fire. But
Mm.
yeah, I definitely hear what you're saying. Like it really is about how you take that fall and whether or not you're able to kind of carry that and learn from it and move on.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, when this is all a risk, man. And when you take risks, you're gonna fail at some parts of it. So failing is some parts of it is part of the just doing business, man, and just being creative. So it's gonna happen. Now, when you're comfortable in adjusting and being comfortable being uncomfortable, I think that's where people really hit the strive, and that's where I think I feel that I'm kind of at right now. You know,
Yeah,
like yeah, like hey, last goodbye campaign, it did great, cool. Everyone got their comics, got good reviews, cool. Came out with Talon Flats failed. Cool. I learned from
yeah,
it. I'm gonna come out with other stuff. There's been a lot of stuff, a lot of blessings behind the scenes. So just I'm still gonna make comics, man. Still gonna happen, you know?
yeah. I think the thing that's hard, especially for first time creators, is that I think when people kind of jump into this game and they have that first book, and it's the
Hmm.
first thing that they've ever done, they come in thinking that like this is going to be the best thing ever. You know what I mean? Or it's going to be the best thing that they've ever created. And it's like
Hmm.
it couldn't be further from the truth because even if you get once you get that first book done, guess what? You're a little bit more seasoned. You know what I mean? And you move on to
Definitely.
that next story, and that next story is better than the one that you did. And you know what I mean? So like it's just like perfecting art. You know, like I hear artists say that they look back at stuff they were doing like a year or two ago, and they can't believe the
Hmm.
just how different the quality of it is. So I think it's a tough pill to swallow for first time creators who have that first book that just doesn't do what they think it will, that they think, well,
Hmm.
this is my best work, so if this isn't going to work, nothing will. When
Well,
the
yeah, that too. And you're comparing a lot of we got to stop comparing ourselves to others too, you know, in a way, because there's guys in there that you know, especially in CG, these guys are professionals, man. These guys have been doing it. These guys have paid their dues, you know, and they have a fan base from paying their dues. So if you're a new guy coming in, don't expect, man, you didn't see the 15 the 20 years that they put in the game before they even met you, before they even had a YouTube channel. So like it's unfair to even do that to yourself, to compare yourself to them. So like, you know, me, I'm just like with these guys, you know, how many rejection letters did they get before they worked in the industry, you know? So hey, like they got a lot and persevered and still came out and they're beasts, man. These projects are beautiful and people are enjoying them. So hey, man, Talon Flats is for me that in that failure, that was just a rejection letter that these gentlemen have gotten before and persevered. So I need to come with the same mindset and mentality to just run through it and learn from it and correct it and go from there. And yeah, so
Arrogant Ape says, yeah, comparing yourself to others is a bad way to go. Compare yourself to your past self and
hmm,
watch your progression.
Yeah,
Definitely.
yeah,
I agree.
Yeah, I kind of feel bad because Logan, you're pre-project number one, right?
Yeah,
So
I'm
you're
still
literally
in the writing phase of it, so
mhm.
yeah, so you're sitting literally beneath us, and that's
that's
that
true. Yeah, I'm at the bottom
wasn't
of the totem pole. Yeah,
yeah, it wasn't intentional. Hail goes to B Rose. So let me ask you. Can I ask you a question? I don't. Talon Flats, is that on the back burner, or is that just or are you able to talk about whether or not that is?
I'll talk about it. I kind of wanted to announce it on my channel, but the more people know, the more. So with that, it's been a weird rocky road with it. So with
By the
Talon
way, I'm so
Flats,
sorry. I thought when you were talking about like you wanted to keep a future project under wraps, it was something different. I wasn't trying to pull
yeah.
the
No,
plug.
no. That's fine. That's fine. No, so uh, with Talon Flats, it was a Western. It was planned to be over 50 pages. I made a mistake when I put it up with a technical error with the Indiegogo, which I had to take it down, refund everyone, put it back up, and when I put it back up,
The momentum was gone.
yeah, the momentum was gone too, and then like I said, there was like blessings in disguise, or I shouldn't say in disguise, but behind the scenes. So in between me putting it up again, new career, new house, had to relocate, all this other stuff that's like I just got blessed with. So if you look on, like in a personal life, I did great, but I'm like 5-1 because Talon Flats failed, but I wasn't giving it the proper attention. So that I feel that's what happened, and in the meantime of trying to figure it out and getting getting it going again, the artist decided that he didn't want to do comics anymore, and Mark's a great dude and he's always been a friend. So that's what he wants to do. He wants to step away from he just got married. He wants to step away from doing comics and worry, not worry, but enjoy his life and without comics and stuff. So I got to do nothing but support him, and so now I'm working on another project. I got an artist in mind, stories in mind, outline. I got like 5 issues. I plan to do ongoing series, and it's gonna be fun, man. It's in the horror genre. Yeah, it's gonna be fun. I'm happy. I'm having fun making comics, and now I have my plan too is also to because I think what held back Talon Flats was not having the art all done, and I think this time, well, not I think this time the art will be done before we even campaign, and we'll be ready to go. I think that's what people want. They want a safe investment. They want to know that it's ready to go, and they and yeah, I think it'll be the price point is going to be really good. The art's going to be done, and yeah, this is going to be it's going to be a fun venture.
So when I had something similar happen to me when I did a horror book. It was called How to Die. Um, and to this day, I'm not really sure what happened, but it basically got ghosted on Indiegogo. So I had to basically do a complete like relaunch. It was just this weird thing where nobody could find it on the page. You could only see it if you like followed the link that I was posting to it. Um, or if you happened to search for the title, it would show up. So it was just a kind of weird thing where I basically started from scratch. I did a full relaunch, but I kept the backers from the first campaign. It was just like a really okay campaign. And then I relaunched, and then I did what was basically another really okay campaign. Whereas if I just had one, they kind of would have fed off of each other.
Mm-hmm.
I just kind of rolled with it. Like I had, it was about 100 backers. It was a cheaper book because it was like thinner. It was like 32 pages. I just kind of rolled with it. And the lesson I took from it is that if I have a campaign that doesn't do as well, I'm still going to have those backers for the future that are going to want to see what happens next in volume 2. So the lesson that I kind of took from that was if you have a campaign and you can still get a book into somebody's hands, you're still kind of like building something up for the future because you're going to get more
Mm-hmm.
customers the second time around.
Mm-hmm.
Those
Yeah.
customers are if they're new, they're going to get the old issue first. They're going to get them both together, and then the people that backed issue number 1 are like guaranteed to get number 2.
Yeah.
What do you think about that? And also, I guess while I'm asking this, The Last Goodbye, is that something that you're going to build on in the
Well, the last
future, or is
goodbye
that
was
like done?
it was a one
It
shot.
was a one shot. Okay.
That was like the first comic I ever wrote, and what I did is I got it recolored and relettered, and it was good. People liked it, But I've grown as a writer from then, so I'm excited to actually show people my updated skills, and yeah, based on what you were talking about, that's kind of what I want to do. It's like, okay, so with Talon Flats, I did a lot of reflecting, and the entry point in that is like 25 or something. You got to spend 25 to see if you're interested in it. And it's like, damn, dude, I wasn't really feeling this, and I don't ever want the customers to feel cheated. So I think with doing, for me, doing 20-page issues, it's an easier, more, less intimidating, or easier on the wallet entry point. And then if you like it, continue to buy it. If you like it the next time, get number 2 in the t-shirt, get this, get that. And then because I don't have that 20-year career, man. I don't have that. I gotta earn your trust. I gotta earn your business. And that's the approach I'm gonna take. And the fact that the artwork's gonna be done is like, I'm confident in it to put my own money in it. So uh, if you back it, that I'm sending you a message letting you know that, hey, I I believe in it because I put my money into it. I'm just not being like, hey, I got this great idea. I need you to pay for it. No, you know, it's accountability. So I mean, that's just my approach.
How many
Teach
Eric
their
and
pages
Abe
did you
own.
say
says,
that How to Die is?
what's that?
How many pages did you say your book How to Die is?
32. Oh, no,
Okay,
How to Die was mine.
yeah, How to Die. How many did you say it was? 32?
Yeah.
I thought it was gonna be like one page based off the
Yeah.
title.
Yeah.
I thought it was gonna be
The
like
bookmark.
one single page that just says like "Stop living,"
Yeah.
"How to Die," "Stop living." That's
Yeah.
all you need to know. There you
Eric
go.
and Abe
Only
says,
said.
that was you. Yeah, The Last Goodbye was a sad one. Nice going, man. So
Thank
is
you, man.
that, are you a sad boy writer? Is that
No, man. I was like, my favorite, like, I shouldn't say my favorite, but one of my favorite, at least top 5 was Tarantino directors, and I wanted to make a comic book that, because my favorite character was the Punisher, and I liked it because it wasn't like, it was on some street stuff, man. It was cool, man. And so I kind of wanted to do that, like tell that kind of tale, but to make it believable and give it some heart. And that's what The Last Goodbye is. It's like a street tale that has a cool it's a cool little book, man. It's sad, but at the same time, it's like, when you read it, I wanted the readers to feel complete and enjoy it.
so
But
it
this
was
new
like
one is going to
Shane,
be
basically,
totally
right?
different. Huh? What's that?
It was like Shane.
Eh, not so much. Not so much.
Okay.
More. I don't know how to describe it. Because I just wanted. I don't know when you read it, because I don't want to give it away too, because it's
Yeah,
only
yeah, yeah.
32 pages.
I got you.
So when you read it, I just want you to feel like it's complete. Like, okay, this is what he was. Oh, okay. So
I mean, I asked you that question, but I always aspire to be the most soul-crushingly depressing writer that has ever lived. Like anybody who's read Eudaimonia, it has like ridiculous highs and then soul-crushingly depressing lows to it.
yeah. Well, what I try to do is just have heart with it. Like, I wanted you
Mm.
to care about the character, and like, just like we see bad guys, right? But I wanted to provide some insight to how bad guys are created.
Mm.
And then, like, with The Last Goodbye, it's also about redemption. Like, if you were had or dealt the hand to be a bad guy, how would you redeem life? How would you make your wrongs right? Like, what would someone need to do?
I like the contrast between the two mentalities. He's like, I wanted to add a human aspect to my stories. I wanted to make it heartfelt. And you're like, I just wanted to make people feel sad as
Yeah.
much as possible.
Yeah, what was that line?
Heart crushing.
Sad is deep for, I can't remember what it was. Something about how I forget it. This is going nowhere.
But like, yeah, I mean, as long as you feel, I mean, as long as you get the reader to feel an emotion, I think it's a score.
I mean, unless it's like their emotion is that they're pissed off at,
Yeah, but you
like I
know,
watched have you ever watched the movie The Lighthouse, the Willem Dafoe?
yeah.
Yeah, I have
I was
watched
so
that. Yeah.
pissed off at the end of that movie. Like I just couldn't believe that like all these
I
people were
haven't
gushing
finished it,
over it.
so I haven't
It,
finished it. So it's like the ending is like for me, it's great right now because I don't know. It could be anything, you know, the lead up. So
I won't even spoil it for you, but I could still tell you what it is. The end of the movie is, was any of it real, man?
oh no, not the dream.
Oh, how much of this was real? Like, get out of here.
But he got food
yeah,
poisoning, and that was it. It's like,
yeah.
Was the
I didn't.
mermaid?
I didn't really like it either. I thought it was like too much up for interpretation. I don't really like things like that. Like symbolism is fine in stories. Obviously, it's a pretty strong storytelling tool. But I feel like there's a lot of people that are like everything is symbolism. That's why I don't really like a lot of Stephen King stuff. He's like, it's almost like you forgot to write the story because you're so busy just putting all symbolism.
Yeah, like
yeah.
Stephen King is just doing like an 8-ball over the weekend, and like if
I
you
don't know,
edited
like
that movie down to just Willem Dafoe ranting and sounding like an old pirate, perfect, 10 out of 10.
with Stephen King, like the characters seem unbelievable. Like they're too like I don't know with certain. Like I read The Stand, and then I'm just like, dude, like the characters are just like too much of one like stereotype, you know. I'm just like, but maybe it was a different time, different era, you know.
Yeah, did you have, so you mentioned that you were returning to comics, and that kind of,
Mhm.
that's what inspired you. Did you have any inspirations that were like outside of, well, first off, we need to back up. You mentioned hip hop. Do you have a
Yeah,
favorite rapper or, hip hop artist?
man, it was like my top five were like, man, let's see, Common, Chino XL,
Common,
Planet
okay.
Asia, Razcast. I like a lot of the underground cats, you know.
Didn't you find
Uh,
that Common without Kanye was like missing a little bit of something? Like without those old R&B beats?
so Common had the great start. Then he had the Erica Baidu albums, and then the Kanye brung him back from the dead.
Yeah.
That's my Common career.
Yeah, the
And then
stuff
he went into
after that.
acting. Then he went into acting, and then
Yeah.
yeah, he's still man, dude. Common's still a legendary MC, man. He can be on a roll or whatever, or like on a movie set, and you could throw on a beat, and Common will just destroy it, dude. So
See, I'm a
yeah,
little
that's
bit
why
older, so for me it's KRS-One.
Oh, I
yeah.
like him. Yeah.
I saw Chris perform KRS One.
Yeah.
He's cool, man. Man, every time he brings it, dude, certain energy to him. And yeah, man, that's a powerful dude. Like when I see a guy like that perform, you're like, it's a powerful dude, man. He has everyone in the crowd just eating off of his hand, and he's just controlling it. And yeah,
You know what's funny?
I like his Boogie Down production stuff a lot.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Mad Ism with Channel Live. I
He
actually
made a
have the
song with Redman as well. That was good. I can't remember the name of it.
Mhm.
oh
Rebel. I don't remember what it was called.
man, this sucks. We should have done a top 5 hip hop artists video.
Yeah, we should have.
Yeah, it's Rakim, man.
You know what's funny?
Yeah.
If KRS-One, he was like 10 years too early, because
Mhm.
if he just came on the scene 10 years later, he would be in like doing voice work in like Disney movies, and who basically do everything that like Exhibit, like what you saw Exhibit did. Remember when
Mhm.
Exhibit was in all those? He just came too early to get that sweet voice work in Hollywood.
Yeah, it's like UFC fighters, you know, like the early ones, they fought for a couple $100, you know, like
Yeah.
the Tank Abbots and this and that, and you're like, man, you're the founders, man, and you know,
The
like
legends never get what they should.
yeah, and then you know the other guys, you know, and there's still, you know, like you know, I guess Jake Paul's paying them more now, but I don't know, but I mean, I actually seen like before like UFC or California was able to host like MMA fights, they would have these fights in San Pedro, and this guy was throwing them. He was well known too, and because like Tap Out was there, and then I actually seen Hoist Gracie walk into a bar that was like had a like bleachers in it and stuff, and a cage in the middle of the bar. It was a big establishment, big place, and literally everyone stopped what they were doing, got up, stood up, and gave him a round of applause. It was freaking eerie, bro. But they just respected that dude, man. Like another guy that's like a powerful dude, man. You know, I wonder if that would happen to like Alan Moore at a comic convention or something. Just walk in and everyone's like, "Whoa, fucking Alan Moore, man." So, but yeah, man. But you know, like you look at. Oh, I mean, Hoist Gracie probably has the money from the schools, but as far as like making money from the actual fights, I don't, you know, I don't think he's making what these guys are making now, you know, or what a Conor McGregor makes, you know.
Yeah, that's a really sad thing in football too, is how many of those older players like weren't even getting health insurance and are just like they got to the point where they can't even pick up their kids anymore. You know what I mean? Like they just can't do it. And their bodies are just smashed. You know what I mean? And they just didn't have, I think they had to start like some kind of a fund just to pay for their medical bills of like retired football players.
Yeah.
The newer ones get like way too much money. Like it's like ridiculous how much they get. It's crazy.
I think it's like inflation though too, you know, and they're making so much money. Like back in the day,
teams are making so much money. That's what's crazy is like,
I mean,
you could have a dog shit NFL team and your net for the year is like $1 billion. Like,
yeah, it's crazy.
Well, yeah, because everyone, you know, it's not like they all spread the money. They all share the money. It's like the owners, like all share the money. So if the Browns game doesn't, you know, sell out, so here's some Cowboy money. Here's some Raider money. Here's some, you know. So,
well, we are at about roughly the halfway mark. So I think it is time to jump into the top 5 for the week.
What? Yo, this shit is actually trash.
So our top 5 for the week is top 5 action movies as chosen by Richard here. Now,
all right.
I thought about whenever we get one of these categories, I take a really long time to think about it, maybe overthink the whole thing. But let me just give you like what my thought process was going in, because an action movie is like, it's kind of vague. And I had tons of movies that I was thinking about putting in my top 5, but I ended up not including them because I think another genre kind of overtakes them. So
I did that too. Yeah.
So for example, like, is Fifth Element an action movie or is it a sci-fi action movie? You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Unforgiven would be on here, but it's more of like a Western to me. So
that's like a Western drama.
Yeah,
Western.
I went like super raw, like just pure action, as pure as it could be.
Like Tombstone would be action, maybe.
Yeah,
if it's Western, I would think. Yeah,
I didn't do that. My thought process was I wanted to keep it mostly like newer movies because I feel like when it comes to new movies, they always kind of get ignored because of like, you know, like the classics usually are on people's list. So I want to try and do the less you know, the less hyped up ones. But yeah, I didn't really pay too much attention to the genre overlap that much.
Mm-hmm. I just went with whatever made my heart warm.
Yeah, I just whatever what I liked.
Yeah, so
bad action.
Well, Richard, why don't you get us kicked off? What is your number 5? Like your 5th?
So my number 5, I think it's overshadowed a lot, and I just remember this movie being amazing. And it's 1993 Demolition Man.
Damn.
You forgot you wanted it on your list, or is it on your list?
It's my honorable mentions.
Okay.
Yeah, no, it's a great movie. Well, why don't you talk about like why you have this on here?
Man, it just starts off with like the gritty LA, and then it goes into like you know, when he gets unfrozen, the world's all peaceful, and then like him and Wesley Snipes just bring just action to it. So you have these two action characters just fighting in this peaceful world, and it's not really peaceful, you know. And it's man, it was just a thrill ride. Like every like 10 minutes, man, something's going on, something's crazy. So yeah.
So I have this theory kind of worked out. My theory, let me know what you think about this. My theory is that Wesley Snipes is the greatest actor of the last 50 years. Every movie he is in, he elevates it to the next level, right? So if you put him in like a dog shit C movie, he's going to bring it to a B. If you put him in a B,
Yeah.
it's going to be an A.
Yeah, Passenger 57. Like that. I mean,
New Jack
what else do you watch that
City,
movie?
Tu
New
Wong
Jack City.
Fu,
Yeah.
Blade. Blade is probably in my top 5 comic book movies of all time.
Yeah.
But for me, everybody in this movie that isn't him or Sylvester Stallone kind of makes it worse. Like Sandra Bullock is just, I don't even know. She's like weird and spastic and not funny.
But that's her. Like that's like 90s Sandra Bullock. So
She's not usually all that funny, Sandra Bullock.
Yeah.
But she's trying to be. That's what makes it painful. Dennis Leary is really not that funny. Like when I was like 15, I thought he was funny. And then when I was 16, I didn't. Rob Schneider's not funny. It's just, it's one of the rare movies that I think you could remake and just keep Snipes and Stallone, and it would be just
that would be amazing.
Loads better.
Yeah. Or just get an edited version where it's just them.
Yeah.
I've never watched The Demolition Man. Probably, I'm guessing a lot of these movies on the list are going to be ones that I haven't watched.
Oh, you got to watch it.
You'll like it. Goat, so
watch it and then go out and get 3 seashells.
I'll do that.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Logan, what's your 5th favorite action movie of all time?
So yeah, I tried to pick newer movies that I feel are underappreciated. So for my number 5, I did the Suicide Squad from 2021. I feel like no one really talked about that movie that much, but I watched it the other day. I thought it was pretty good. I liked it. I feel like James Gunn always brings a unique kind of thing to his movies. He always has a unique vibe that you don't see in a lot of other movies. And I think a lot of the action movies were a lot of the action scenes were pretty like well choreographed and stuff like that, which I always like seeing. And the characters were really fun. Usually in action movies, they're very underdeveloped characters, I feel like. So that was kind of refreshing to see too.
Yeah,
I loved it. Good
Logan, we're going to be the opposite because I never watch modern movies. I'm sorry, I haven't seen it. I'm like Jim Gaffigan had that bit about how he sees a movie like 10 years after it comes out, but then he wants to talk to his friends about it. So like, I just saw Heat. And his friends are like, yeah, we saw that like 15 years ago. I want to talk about it now.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of people are like that. So I kind of want to try and be the opposite and like show appreciation to newer movies, because I feel like it's usually all the more classic movies that are kind of appreciated like that. So
okay. So for my number 5, I have, it's a franchise that you probably expect, but it might not be the movie in the franchise that you would expect. So my 5th favorite action movie of all time is Lethal Weapon 4.
Mm-hmm. That's the one with Chris Rock, right? Chris Rock and
yes. Wait, I think Chris
and Jet Li, right?
Yeah, Jet Li is the reason why it's on here. I had never seen Jet Li in anything, and he scared the piss out of me in Lethal Weapon 4 because he didn't talk. I think he has one line in the whole movie. He is just that dude that beats the crap out of like everybody. Like 2 guys with guns, he has them disarmed instantly. It's the movie where the whole I'm too old for this kind of moves over from just Danny Glover to Mel Gibson as well. And we start to see, Mel Gibson, the once young, strapping hero, is now like he's getting too old for this. So I love how that dynamic kind of creeps into the franchise. And yeah, man, Jet Li getting stabbed through the entire torso, but still fighting back and still posing a threat to people was just like, ugh.
It's another movie that I have not heard of.
Hey, old robot.
Dang, we already got the bots in the chat. We've made it.
We made it.
Yeah, I've not heard of the Lethal Weapon franchise, and I feel like Jet Li is an actor that I never think of and that I haven't seen any movies with.
Well, all right. Richard, what's your fourth favorite action movie of all time?
Okay, I gotta take us back to 1996, Independence Day.
Wow.
And you know what? It was funny. I'll give you back inside baseball. I didn't really have this on the list until my brother was like, "You better have Independence Day." I was like, "Oh my god, how did I forget that?" So I actually changed some things around, and one of the movies that was going to be on the top 5 is now honorable mention.
Wow. So you went for the Michael Bay. Wait, that's Michael Bay, right?
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Richard, did you die?
Is he doing the gag but back to us?
I think he might be.
Oh no! Wow. So he drops the Michael Bay movie and then it's just like, all right, guys,
He's like,
I'm
bye.
gonna head out.
I gotta leave now.
I'm sorry. No, okay, so I bought this cheap plug for the mic. So anytime I touch it, it goes off. And I can hear myself, but I can't hear you.
Okay.
So I have to get out and get back in the window. So I apologize for that, gentlemen. I apologize that
Sorry, I'm watching Logan try to fix it in MSP.
I never use MS Paint. This is interesting experience for me.
you can put ID4.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's true.
This might be like my new favorite thing on our show is make Logan use MS Paint.
I'm trying to fix it right now.
It's fine. You don't have to. That's the best part about it.
It's kind of giving me anxiety.
Being a perfectionist.
Just leave it. Just leave it. So,
whoever had OCD in the chat is fucking gone now.
Yeah.
I love it though. You got to embrace the uncomfortable.
So, Richard, what was your Independence Day experience?
Man, dude, that was like dude, like from the theaters to getting it on the VHS. I mean, I think that was the last one that was like the last time I really cared about a VHS, you know. Man, like it was just amazing. And Will Smith at the height of the Will Smith, you know, like that's when like Will Smith wasn't overbearingly annoying, and he was like still cool. And man, and
Yeah, wasn't it Vivica A. Fox?
Oh, Vivica A. Fox was amazing, and they even had the little kid from the Little Rascals, Buckwheat.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So it was like, man, like this is okay, man, this is amazing. Bill
It
Pullman.
was one of those movies that, man, when it like it felt so big when you first saw that trailer. Like the experience of going to see this movie, it was like Independence Day and like Jurassic Park was one of those things. You go to see the movie and like everything about it just seemed massive. And I think that's something that, no offense, Logan, like it's not something that you can really replicate now, like that feeling of just bigness, because it's so common.
Yeah. It's common, but that was like the first time. Like, come on, they're blowing up the White House.
Yeah,
like, what's happened? We lost. Like, what's going on? It was, you know.
Yeah, that's fair. They do really, like every single movie now is like something super grand. So I feel like that is pretty fair. Yeah. Also, Dean, I didn't say I don't like Jet Li. It's just I don't know anything about him, so I can't say I'm like a fan. I think all that I know about him is that he didn't do like a collaboration with like DMX, the rapper, I think, at one point.
I think they were
Romeo Must Die.
Yeah, Romeo Must Die.
That's all I know about him.
It was like a hip hop remake of Guys and Dolls. And the crowd goes silent.
Yeah.
I have no idea.
Well, he did Jet Li. He did Fist of Fury, like the Bruce Lee. Like he remade that, and that's a badass movie. If you think he scares you in Lethal Weapon 4, watch that. That dude's badass in there. You know. Oh, and the one. Yeah,
Oh yeah, the
Thomas
one
One.
was good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I should watch some of his movies. I don't know. I just don't know anything about him.
Yeah, but in the one he's talking. I think after I saw Lethal Weapon 4, I was just like, and then he started talking. I was like, oh well, the mystique is gone. Arrogant Abe says, I leave for 10 minutes and Suicide Squad is on the board.
Yeah, I know it's confusing, but it's the sequel one. Even though they both have like the same name. It's the 2021 version. So it's like the not as bad one.
Yeah, so from here on out, all of our selections are going to have, we're going to reference Will Smith saying, so what you're saying is we are, and then whatever the title of the movie is. So in Independence Day, my favorite line is when Will Smith was like, so what, we saying we some sort of Independence Day? That was my favorite line of the whole movie.
I don't even remember that.
I have
such
not.
A terrible line.
I know that's such a memorable old like classic movie. I haven't seen that one either.
Well, Logan, what is your fourth favorite action movie of all time?
My fourth favorite action movie of all time, keeping with the newer theme, is I don't remember what you said the line is from Will Smith. So what you're saying is we're Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2.
I remember that line.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's mine.
Now we get to watch you try and fit that into that tiny space.
Yeah, I shall. I'm just gonna put G. Oh,
well,
wait,
now you're in black.
I'm black now.
Yeah, now.
There you go. Oh,
Volume 12.
I'm in the future. Volume 2.
Yeah, you've managed to pick another movie I haven't seen. So.
Yeah, it's another very new one. I think it's from 2017. I feel like it's another James Gunn one. I feel like he just, I don't know. I dig his style of, filming and all that and writing. He's very artsy, but he's not like, I don't like art house movies, but he's artsy in like a good way. It's not like artsy in like a way that doesn't make any sense.
So what I'm getting is that you're a corporate shill.
A little bit.
How much did James Gunn pay you to taint this stream,
what the
Logan?
Yeah, James Gunn.
And can we match it?
He paid me before this stream.
Can we buy you out? Like he put me in this theater, bro. He won.
Logan, I swear to God, if number one is Logan, I'm gonna be.
I didn't really like that movie that much, to be honest.
Not even for your namesake. I would be rocking that shirt if my name was.
Everyone was like, "Oh, I love that movie," and I watched it. This movie is like depressing. I hate it. It's stupid. And also, the little girl was like out badassing Wolverine like the whole time. Like, I know she has claws and stuff, but like, I don't know. She's a little girl. He should be coming off as more badass.
Arrogant Ape says, real missed opportunity in Taken 2. I think Liam Neeson actually says, and your mother has been taken as well.
That happens.
Yeah.
Okay, so for my number 4 is a movie in which Denzel Washington says, so what you're saying is I'm some sort of man on fire. I think Denzel is so underrated, like just as an action star. I really couldn't decide between Man on Fire and The Equalizer.
Oh yeah, I was gonna say The Equalizer. Yeah,
so good. But you take Denzel just being absolutely ruthless in getting revenge, and throw in Christopher Walken, who's just delivering these lines that are like, what does he say? He's like, he's an artist, and he's painting. He's an artist.
It's me, Christopher Walken.
His art is death, and he's painting his masterpiece. Like,
I like it.
I do love Christopher Walken. It's pretty funny.
Yeah, I just love that movie. It's like it's so brutal, and it's like I think what Richard was alluding to earlier, in that you have you have the kind of ending where like he kind of has to die. Like that just has to be how it ends. Like he can't do all of these things and not meet his fate in the end. But at the same time, it's just so satisfying because he does it for. He doesn't die. What he does isn't in vain. You know, it's to get the daughter back, get the girl back, get the person that kind of breathed life into his kind of miserable existence at the beginning. And it's still satisfying when you see him kind of wounded and limping over to the car at the end. Perfect. One of the most perfect action movies I've ever seen.
Yeah, I haven't seen that one either, of course.
Well,
but...
I just ruined it for you. That's great.
Yeah, the spoiling of him dying at the end. But I did like the Equalizer a lot. I feel like it wouldn't be nearly as good if it wasn't for Denzel Washington at all, I think.
Arrogant Ape says, yeah, Dean, the Suicide Squad was entertaining, but I've officially had my fill of Harley.
Me too.
Yeah, I haven't seen any of these movies, like, because I've told you I'm years late, but like, even I, through some kind of cultural osmosis, haven't people kind of had their fill? You know what I mean?
Of Harley, yeah.
Yeah.
She's annoying in that movie too, actually, the Suicide Squad. The movie overall is good, but she had to have one of like the girl boss moments where like she like is like with ease breaking grown men's like bones like just really, really easily and stuff, and like throwing them around like they're made out of like I don't know, tofu or something light. I don't know. I had one of those moments in it.
Yeah, I think it was
it
Critical
did have a
Drinker
woman moment.
who calls it having really accommodating stuntmen.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, they always do that in movies now, like a female lead, like action movies. Like,
right, well, Richard,
I don't know if they understand how hard it is to like break someone's bones, but
they've been doing that since like they were doing kid movies, like with like Surf Ninjas and Three Ninjas. Where these little 9-year-olds are just kicking guys because they know karate and they're like kicking them through windows and stuff.
Oh yeah,
like man. So, all right. So what you're saying is yippee ki yay, motherfucker. I got Die Hard, 1988.
I was also gonna have Die Hard, but it's not on my list. I watched it for the first time this Christmas, actually, last Christmas. I liked it a lot, actually. And that was my favorite line in it too, was yippee ki yay, motherfucker.
Mm-hmm.
I like how it had the dad from Family Matters, and he was still a police officer. Just like he was in Family Matters.
I know. Talk about typecasting.
Yeah, Carl Winslow.
Yeah. And they had this like weird dynamic.
Who is Carl Winslow?
I
don't even know who that is.
He
Carl
was
Winslow.
Forget it.
Family Matters.
Yeah.
It's
I don't even know what
it was one of those TV shows that like everybody my age remembers, but nobody would ever actually go back and watch. We just all kind of like experienced it and we know about it. But it's not like I can say like, oh, it's this show you should check out. It's like, it's a show that existed. Nobody cared about it. There'll probably be a remake pretty soon.
Probably. Where everyone's a lesbian.
Or a drama like the
Fresh Prince.
Yeah,
dude, I'm from Philadelphia, and not that I have any ties to Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, but it pissed me off because the Meek Mill song in the trailer, it's Meek Mill Dreams and Nightmares, and when my Philadelphia Eagles won the Super Bowl, that was like their anthem. So I'm watching the Super Bowl and I hear Meek Mill Dreams and Nightmares, and I look up and it's this fucking trailer for some remake that nobody wanted. Like, I don't get offended easily. That offended me. I was like, you can't take Meek Mill and use it for that.
Man.
Okay, I'm off my soapbox.
Another rant where I don't know what you're talking about.
Meek Mill's, at least he got paid for it, man. So
I'm going to hit you with this. I like Die Hard. Die Hard with a Vengeance was my favorite.
I have not seen that one. I only watched the first one.
And it's not even for Samuel L. Jackson. I think it's more for Jeremy Irons.
I don't know who Jeremy Irons is.
What am I trying to think of? He plays like the villain from the first one's brother. And you know, he's a terrorist because it's a
he's
family
the brother
business.
Of Snape.
Yeah, exactly.
Nice.
Jeremy Irons. I'm trying to think of a reference. He voiced Scar in The Lion King.
Wasn't he like wasn't he Alfred?
He was Alfred.
Yeah, and
I looked up a picture of him. I still don't recognize him, to be honest.
he was Alfred with the
In the Batfleck ones.
Batfleck.
So even when you have a reference to modern comic book movies, which is what your entire list has been, you still don't know who he is.
You fumbled it, Logan. You fumbled it. It's all right.
I have no idea.
All right, Logan, what's your number 3?
Okay, so I'm gonna get slightly old, not that old, but just a little bit older than these other movies. Is Avatar by James Cameron.
Ooh, that's a good one.
This shit is actually trash.
You're not a fan of Avatar?
Okay, I would love to know how what is essentially Pocahontas, but blue, is your favorite action movie. I'm all ears.
Well, there was mechs, and it had a very fleshed out sci-fi universe, which I always like. The aliens in it had a pretty interesting culture. There was some really cool monster designs too in it, like some alien designs that I was a fan of. Sigourney Weaver got shot and fell out of a helicopter. I don't know how you can't like that.
Now I'm on board.
Oh, I don't know. It's just a cool movie. I always like movies that have really fleshed out universes, and I feel like that one did. And sci-fi in general, I like. So I was a fan of that.
So wait, so are you excited about the sequels?
I am, but I don't. I hate that he's been taking so long with it. He's like, well, we need technology to catch up. It's like the technology I used in the first one was fine. Like, just make it. Just make the movie.
I'm not gonna lie, I had no idea that there were people. Like, this isn't me knocking you. I genuinely didn't know that there were Avatar fans that were.
Very often, I forget that he's even going to make a sequel, and then I remember, and I'm like, oh, okay, I guess that's something to look forward to. So I'm not really like anticipating it, like counting down the days, but yeah, I think that's going to be exciting.
The hard to obtain element is called unobtaining. What is that from? Is that an actual line from Avatar?
I'm not sure either.
I think so.
It's been a while since I watched that. I put that there though because I remember when I was a young lad. I remember watching Avatar in theaters was like actually mind blowing because the special effects at the time like they didn't really have anything like that, and I don't know. I just walked out of the theater and I was.
Logan, I'm really sorry. I misjudged you. It sounds like you have a very genuine intent that you had an experience that I wouldn't have understood because I wasn't a young lad when it came out. I saw it for free on a boat.
A boat.
Yeah, it was a cruise. We went on a cruise and it was playing on like the
so
TV.
fancy.
It really isn't. There is nothing in this world that is less fancy than a cruise.
Like I was on a yacht at the time, and I had a glass of rosé in my hand. And
I had never been on a cruise.
I watched the blue Native American people.
No. Going on a cruise is like one of the top 5. If I had to make a list of like top 5 white trash activities, going on a cruise would be one of them because it is like what poor people imagine being rich is like. You go on a cruise and you get like hot dogs and Diet Cokes in your plastic cup, and you see like really terrible free shows, and you play trivia. It is trash.
I guess I must be a lower level of poor person then, because I'm poor and I've never been on a cruise, but always wanted to go on the one.
Yeah, but now
I thought I was like a cool person
to never do that. But anyway, I turned off Avatar and I watched the Sherlock Holmes movie, and
the one with Robert Downey Jr.
Yeah, the Guy Ritchie one. I thought that was pretty good, but it is not my number 3 movie. My number 3 movie is going to be one of those ones that I think I know. Logan, I know you've never seen it, and people are going to call me like an a-hole for having it, but my third favorite action movie of all time is Ronin. Ronin.
That spelled right or no?
No. Ronin. Like
Ronin.
Ronin.
Like a Japanese person.
Yeah. Robert De Niro, Jean Reno spy kind of a thing. And it's like it's one of those movies I don't even know. I can't even really put into words. It's just like a movie that has a ton of like really good actors that are just at the top of their game, doing a spy thing and shooting each other and killing each other, that it's just, yeah, it's one of those movies you just can kind of sink into. It's like really comfy spy action movie. What's that guy's name? What's the guy who dies in every movie he's in? Sean Bean?
Yeah,
I have
Sean Bean.
no idea who that is.
I'm looking at
he
the
gets-
poster right now.
Yeah, he gets killed in the movie. Robert De Niro berates him. It's just a really good, comfy spy movie. It's like the kind of thing that I wish the Mission Impossible movies were more like.
So it doesn't have anything to do with Japan, despite the name.
No, the title is more of a metaphor for spies that no longer have their country. Like the way the samurai no longer, when a samurai loses his master, he commits seppuku because he has no master, so he has no way of being. So it's kind of a metaphor for the spy who once worked for his country but no longer does, and he's now this like rogue agent.
I have to say the weeb in me is kind of disappointed. I feel like I was expecting like a slasher movie with like katanas and stuff. Instead, it's just Robert De Niro and a guy that dies all the time.
Yeah, and Jean Reno, when he was big, he was like a name for like 5 years.
Mm-hmm.
I also don't know who that is at all.
Professional.
Jean Reno.
Leon the Professional.
I don't know.
All right. Richard, what do you have for number 2?
Number 2 is we're going back to 1987 with Predator.
Wow.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah.
That
I
was
have
close.
seen that, surprisingly.
And
Yeah,
I think this is pretty much, aside from my number 1, this is pretty much a flawless movie review. I mean, I did a movie review on it recently. I'm going to upload it, but a flawless action movie, man. Predator is
I feel like
amazing.
Any of those old movies with Arnold Schwarzenegger are always like really entertaining. I feel like he's a very entertaining actor to watch. And not just because of the accent, but
in the Arnold Schwarzenegger movies, like top Arnold Schwarzenegger movies, I think Predator is probably one of the best. So, and that's saying something because,
well, he doesn't talk as much.
he didn't have to, man. It's action,
Yeah, that's what
man.
I mean. The less,
And
but
it's
I
always,
love when he talks though. He has a funny voice.
Yeah, and there's so many. I mean, okay, so you have Jesse Ventura, you have Carl Weathers, who Apollo Creed. You have Jesse Ventura. You have just an amazing cast of people.
I was very sad when he died in that movie. I thought he was going to make it to the end, Carl Weathers.
But the special effects were amazing.
So sad about that.
You know? Yeah, Predator and Total Recall. Yeah,
get to the chopper.
Especially when he has to fight Sharon Stone. That was pretty amazing.
Total Recall is another one that Total Recall and Predator are both honorable mentions for mine.
Yeah.
Is Total Recall is the one with the robots? Which movie is that?
Total Recall is the one that takes place on Mars, where Stallone plays.
Oh, it sounds kind of cool.
He plays a construction worker who wants to go on this like brain vacation where they implant memories of a vacation in your brain, and he wants to be a spy. And then it turns out that he really is a spy that had his memory erased. But so there's this whole question of whether or not any of it happened, or whether he's just in a chair, dying from this procedure. It's
like
a wild movie.
The Matrix before the Matrix, in a way.
That sounds extremely confusing, but also kind of amazing. I think I'm probably gonna keep that on a watch list and watch that.
No, make sure you get that one and not the other one with Colin Quinn.
Yeah.
Apparently it's on Hulu, but it has a premium subscription, which is not good for me.
Also, while we're talking about Arnold Schwarzenegger, there was a metal band called As I Lay Dying, and the lead singer Tim had a side project called Austrian Death Machine, and every song was about Arnold Schwarzenegger. So they had a song called "I Need Your What is it? I need your boots, your clothes, and your motorcycle.
It really sounds like you're about to say, "I need your butt."
I need your butt. Also, that singer, I think, is still in jail for for paying an assassin to kill his wife. That's real shit. That's real shit. and I think he's still in jail for that. He was a piece of garbage.
Well,
Yeah, Arrogant As I Lay Dying. I think Tim
I was
Lambesis
hoping that
is
you
in
were
jail.
gonna say I was hoping that you were gonna say that Arnold Schwarzenegger is the lead singer of the band.
Yeah, he took over.
That would have been so entertaining to hear Arnold Schwarzenegger sing metal music.
No way. He's out? God, how do you hire a hitman to kill your wife and you... All right.
I used to get out.
Sorry, I promised the show would be like, no drama.
It's because he's quintessential to the whole like Arnold Schwarzenegger music.
Yeah.
What do you want to call it? Like industry? He's the only one in there, so he has to get out and make more music.
All right, Logan, what is your second favorite action movie of all time?
Okay, I'm gonna go shill again because I'm picking newer movies that I think not enough people are talking about. I'm gonna go with No Way Home. I know it was kind of fan service for the sake of being fan service, and it seems like they're gonna take the MCU and just completely shatter it after this because they have like characters like America Chavez and stuff coming into the universe. But I thought that this movie was really good and it was very engaging throughout the whole thing. I feel like I never lost interest while watching it, and yeah, it was really cool. You saw the other previous Spider-Man, and then so it's kind of neat.
In counseling, they call this the cycle of violence. So basically, this is the honeymoon stage before they abuse us again.
Yeah.
Then they say, "No, baby, that was they're gonna start breaking our shit."
That's exactly
what's gonna happen. And then that's what's gonna happen. And then they're gonna have another No Way Home, and they're gonna be like, "No, baby, that was just, I'll never hit you again." That's what we're in right now.
Pretty much.
Relationship Marvel.
Like I can believe that they're gonna bring America Chavez into the MCU because they already did like a character that nobody likes with Captain Marvel, and they plan to do Miss Marvel in like a TV show, but it is still kind of surprising since she's such a crappy character, America Chavez. But yeah, yeah, we're definitely in for more abuse. Last year.
Just keep the safety bag or the suitcase under your bed because we're about to run out again, man.
Jump through the window.
Yeah,
strap in.
Yeah.
I will say though, it was weird because Tobey Maguire in No Way Home turtle because he's like really old now, but other than that, it was cool.
He's really old now.
Well, he's only like 40, but he looks older than he is. Like he looks terrible.
Really,
now.
I haven't seen it, so I don't know. But it was like, I don't know. Tobey Maguire has always looked like about 19 to me.
Mm-hmm.
He looks like a tortoise now, so. It's a little weird turtle mouth.
Well, I think it's rough because, like, I legitimately don't think he even is able to grow a beard, which is the obvious progression. I don't think that's even something he can do. So, okay, so
pictures of him with a beard out there. They're cursed, but they exist.
So my number 2 is not just one of the best action movies of all time. Logan, I'm legitimately gonna be disappointed if you haven't watched this movie. Because I don't even think it's possible that anybody hasn't seen this movie before.
There's a good chance I have not.
My second favorite movie or action movie of all time, The Mummy.
I watched it a very, very long time ago, and I don't remember anything about it, anything that happens in it at all.
I never seen The Mummy. I saw The Scorpion King.
I'll put it on.
Wanted my money back.
Hell?
And I wanted my money back, even though I didn't pay for the ticket.
Oh, God, the one with the bad CGI rock.
Yeah, I told my friend's uncle, "You owe me like $8 for my time. You wasted my time and made me watch The Scorpion King." But I heard The Mummy is good, so I need to watch it.
The Mummy is great.
Okay.
From what I've heard, it sounds cool. Yeah.
Peak Brendan Fraser.
That's true. Brendan Fraser's pretty great.
Peak the guy from Titanic, whoever played the Mummy.
Billy Zane, right?
Billy Zane. Peak Rachel, what's her face? The librarian chick.
I was about to say Mad Al.
Rachel Weisz.
Yeah.
Rachel Weisz.
At the cast.
Okay.
Rachel Weisz, that is one of the most, like, for like a decade, or to this day, women want to look like Rachel Weisz as her character from The Mummy. That is just like the most pristine aesthetic. Plus, librarian. Like,
Did you say that Billy Zane is in it?
yeah, he's the mummy.
The only thing that I know about Billy Zane is that he was in the Zoolander. That's it.
Yeah, I think he was. But I will
That's
absolutely
the only
not
thing I remember
tolerate
from.
any mummy slander on this channel. That movie is effing perfect. It's one of the few perfect action movies ever made. Also, we've managed to go long again, so... Richard, what is your favorite action movie of all time?
Favorite action movie of all time is the movie I watched over and over and over, Terminator 2.
Damn.
1991.
I have not seen any of the Terminator movies, but I have had them on a watch list for over a year now of movies that I want to watch.
Terminator 1, Terminator 2.
That's it.
And walk away.
Yeah.
You'll be happy.
You're saying that I shouldn't watch the new one with the mega lesbian that's in it as the protagonist?
Well, there's 4 of them, and you don't need to watch any of them because Terminator 2 literally ends with the most perfect ending. Nothing beyond that needs to even be said. It literally ends with the future is ours to make. That's it. That's all that needs to be said.
It sticks the landing.
Yeah.
It sticks the landing. One of the few times that movies do stick the landing. And what's crazy about it, that scene in the beginning where he goes into the biker bar, like when they were filming that, history was actually being made because Rodney King was across the street and when that whole ordeal. So there's like history in the movie. Yeah, it's crazy. But man, this was like the first movie that went like 200 million or something they spent on it. The CG special effects for the time were amazing. Like how you said Avatar. But like when you first saw Avatar, that was our generation, or maybe at least my generation with Terminator 2. It was like, what the heck? This liquid metal? Like,
the effects on that were just like earth-shattering. It was
and nothing was cringe. The whole movie, nothing's cringe. I would have to watch it again. I haven't watched it in like maybe a couple years, but I don't remember anything being cringe. Other than the kid's voice here and there when he's like, "You can't stop killing people," like or something. But other than that, and he gets a pass with that. But other than that,
Arrogant Ape said that he doesn't like your list because there's no aliens on it.
That's an honorable. But see, I think that's more of a sci-fi suspense. That's why I didn't have it in the list. But
yeah,
definitely,
I don't know
if we're talking like movies, that's top 5. Like overall movies, definitely top 5.
What's crazy about Terminator 2 is how, like, all of the effects still look amazing.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I gotta watch it.
That just speaks to how like utterly groundbreaking they were for the time.
Mm-hmm.
All right,
I remember I've wanted to watch it for a million years, and I thought that the robots in it looked really cool, Terminator, but have not watched it still.
Arrogant Ape talked about Linda Hamilton. Now, dude, she was a badass action character, man. You know what I mean? And like they didn't have her do too much, but she like when she was effective at what she did, man. Like it's amazing. I loved it.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. I'll just act like I know who Linda Hamilton is.
Watch it. Remember, after 2, walk away.
First is my number 1. I know it's more of an adventure movie, but it's also action, and I've never seen animation like that before. I feel like it was really refreshing to go and watch it because it was just so like it was so new, like how they did everything. And it had everything that I like in a movie. It had adventure, it had humor, action, and it was pretty. I'd say it's pretty loyal to the comics as well, which is pretty important to me. I feel like with comic book movies, liked it a lot. It was definitely my favorite movie of that year, and I think I consider it probably my favorite movie of all time is Spider-Verse.
Yeah, I loved it. It was definitely enjoyable.
I've watched it like
from the action,
over 10 times.
Animation. Yeah.
I will watch it because I haven't seen it just like you. I haven't seen any of yours just like you haven't seen any of mine.
Except for Avatar on a cruise. On a yacht. On a yacht, you watch the blue Native American people.
Oh, take the land. All All right, so my number one favorite action movie of all time is maybe controversial in the sense that I don't know if everybody is going to consider it an action movie, but it is No Country for Old Men.
Mm.
Yeah, and I ruined the image. That's perfect. No Country for Old Men. Brilliant story, brilliant villain. Anton Chigurh is one of the scariest things you will ever see on the screen. Deeply unsettling. I kind of went back and forth on whether or not it would be a drama. But I just decided, you know what? There's plenty of action sequences in it. Yeah, that's perfect. Yeah, that's great.
No, we can do it. Hold on. Can it not do that?
No, it
Just
okay.
Just put it there. Oldman.
Oldman, yeah. It's about a guy. His name is Johnny Oldman.
Gary Oldman.
And the country is not for him.
Yes. Yeah.
There you
When
go.
he looks into the camera and says,
That's good enough.
"So what are you saying? We're some kind of no country for old men?" Chills, like literal chills went up my spine.
That should be like the name of like every movie, because I feel like, is there any country that is specifically made for old men?
There's the movie Cocoon. I think that has something to do with old people getting on an alien ship and flying to their own planet. So it's possible.
That's a planet, not a country, though.
Well, that's my list. That's our list. I think we've just about had it.
And
Richard,
for Arrogant Ape, I'll put aliens on my honorable mentions.
What do you say? We go too fast? Yeah. Wow. Okay. So let's reflect on this. Not one of us has the Matrix. Not one of us has Alien.
I haven't watched The
Aliens.
Matrix, surprisingly. I also has been on a watch list for a long time.
Yeah, I thought Matrix was like sci-fi, like, you know, kind of like on the overlapping, but great, a lot of great action in there. A lot of great,
And
you know.
From what I've seen, it still has really good special effects, even the original movie.
Yeah, my honorable mentions were 1994 Speed with Keanu Reeves, but I thought Speed was more of a suspense, you know, so that's why I bumped it for.
And it had Sandra
Demolition Man.
Bullock in it.
Yeah, that's too much Sandra Bullocks on one list, man. I can't do that. Total Recall, and then I also have Drunken Master with Jackie Chan.
Okay.
I mean, that might constitute like kung fu flick, but even though it does have some action, but man, that's Jackie Chan at his greatest, man. Like Drunken Master's phenomenal. That and Fist of Fury with Jet Li. I remember watching those like pretty much back to back, and yeah,
Well,
John Wick's amazing too.
I think we're gonna call it a night.
Have not
Thank
watched
you as
John Wick.
always to the chat, Richard. I really appreciate you coming on. It was great to talk to you again.
Yeah, thank you for the invite, man. This was really fun.
Yeah, I have a link to your channel in the description, so make sure you go over and subscribe. Make sure you subscribe to Logan as well. His link is in the description.
Awesome.
Noirlem has a couple more weeks on it. Make sure you check that out and grab a copy if you haven't. And we will see you next time. Thanks, everybody.
Sorry for ruining the list.